Hi guys, I'm Joshua, and this is my review of Kids See Ghosts, the album by Kid Cudi and Kanye West. I plan to do a lot of reviews in the future, and I have a few planned out for the time being. I'm not sure what the visuals are going to be on the screen because everything is just screwing me over in terms of recording audio and visuals, and I just really want to put something up while I have a lot of motivation for this and just to get the ball rolling so I can't back out once it's up. So starting off the album is Feel the Love. I think Pusha T does an amazing job in his first verse to set the tone. I personally love the way Pusha T comes off always so braggadocious, so hard. I think it's just a really great way. The song itself, it's so powerful and it's so in your face. Cudi's shouting, I can still feel the love. Kanye's rapid fire gunshots, it's the best way I can describe them. I mean, overall, the song isn't a ton of substance lyrically, but it's amazing as an opener. It's really in your face, showing you this is not going to be a typical album from either of these two artists. It is loud, it is aggressive, and it is just very, very strong, and I really loved it. There's points where you can't tell what's the beat and what's Kanye shouting. As for Fire, I personally feel it's the lowest point on the album. It does fit the album, though. Come back to that later. But there's nothing about that really stands out to me. The closest thing I can really comment on it is it's almost a more somber version of Power, at least for Kanye, because I mean he opens it up with I love all that shit talking. I mean he's just saying that anytime people get mad at him, that's when he really gives his best work. I mean you look at every outbreak the man's had in public and every backlash he's gotten, he always does it right before an album. I personally feel he's just always trying to build buzz, no matter how controversial it gets. But anytime people are mad at him, his ego just goes into full full fire, and he usually comes out with some really good work. But this song for me is just personally a low light on the album. There's nothing that really stands out about it. It's okay. But then again, a bad song in this album, despite there only being seven, is still better than the best song on a lot of other albums. Fourth Dimension. This is probably my second favorite song on the album. The production is amazing. I think sampling is often washed away because a lot of people don't think it's as skillful because they're not the people who made it originally. But to make things work and the flow and the sound right the way Kanye does and has done for years now, especially when it's a 1930s Christmas song, when 90% of the song is about sex as this like ecstasy trip. I mean, it's insane. The howling sounds make up the entirety of the beat during Cuddy's verse. It just sounds so nice. And I actually recently found out that a part of Fourth Dimension and Ghost Town sample the same song, which I found really cool because I would never have noticed. Overall for this song, my favorite line is if I get locked up, I won't finish the scent. It's just so clever. It's simple, but it's clever. Free, Ghost Town Part 2. This really cements the link between Kanye's album Yay, if anyone had any doubts. There's this playlist on Spotify called Ye Sees Ghosts. I really recommend you guys check it out if you like either of the albums. It doesn't just put all 14 songs in a playlist. I think it actually takes two songs out. But and then it adds from Pusha T's album Daytona. What would Meek do? It adds that and it makes a nice flow. It's about 40 minutes, so it's more traditional album length, and it just gives a really nice vibe. But the booming screaming of Feel Free, it doesn't get repetitive, even though it's a lot of the song. Overall, Cuddy's line where he said goodbye to my past life, died and came back twice. I just really like that. I like the image and the vibe it gives off. And when Ty Dolla Sign says, hold up, let them politic, one day they love you, next day they hate you, I'm still screaming fuck you. It's just so hard. I know this song is a contender for a Grammy, at least Kanye wants it to be, for a Best Rock Song of the Year. I think it should win, and I think it could. I mean, as for the politics of music, I don't want to really touch on that. But I think that a lot of people will argue and have argued that because it's sampling, it's not really a rock song. But there are clear rock elements. There's more singing on this song than rapping, I would say. It has all the hard hittingness you would want of a rock song. Rock as a whole has been really slipping in the mainstream. The rap is clearly the zeitgeist, and all three of these people are rappers, yes. Even though Kid Cudi wants to be a rock star, he's not. This is the closest I've heard in a long time to a really good mainstream rock song that isn't from an already established band. So I think there's a chance, and I feel it definitely should and could. And that's just my opinion. Moving on to Reborn, which is this album's magnum opus. It's really a haunting song. It's beautiful. He's telling everyone not to look back. His hum, everyone who likes this album loves how he hums, and it just sounds really well. But his verse, Kid Cudi's verse, comes in a bit later. Kanye, for the first time in a while, is coming off as so defeated, so downtrodden. This entire summer when he was releasing music, he just seems like he was in a really bad place and was confronting a lot of issues in his life. Uh, as for Cudi's verse, though, there's one line in the song that really stands out for me. Come a long way from them haunting me, had me feeling all so low. I mean, it fits and personifies the album. I mean, kids see ghosts. Kids, Kanye and Cudi, their ghosts are their depression, their mental illness, and he's portraying his depression, his anxiety, and all the his addiction and suicidal thoughts as the ghosts, and he's being haunted, and he's trying to get away, and he doesn't know which way to go, but he definitely doesn't want to go back. I think this is the epitome of their work together. This is probably the best song, in my opinion, they've done together. It has a major part of Kid Cudi and Kanye. I mean, these people started the sad boy, quote unquote, rap. 808s and Heartbreak, Man on the Moon 1 and 2. They're coming together, they're getting over their demons, and they want to keep moving forward. I think it's just very beautiful. Kids See Ghost. The opening, arguably, goes on a slight bit too long, but the entire album has a runtime of like 24 minutes, so what's a few seconds wasted? Uh, I just love the imagery when they keep going Kids See Ghosts sometimes. It's just so pretty. Like, close your eyes, think about a graveyard coming to life. That's the only way I can describe it. I feel like Kanye's literally bringing back the old Kanye on this song. His funny line about breakfast and head, constantly failing as a Christian, but in a just in this fashion that is so fucking Kanye. He says he can't handle being second best, and that's why he keeps coming back, harder and harder every chance he gets and keeps changing his style. His ego literally cannot handle being anything but the top of the top. And for the last song on the album, Cudi Montage, Cudi finally gets a good grunge song, uh, sampling Burn the Rain. Uh, as for Kanye, it's just an overall lyrical song. There's nothing that really stands out to me. Personally, I think it's a good song. I think it's better than Fire. But I was talking to a friend who said Fire's the better song because Fire fits the album much better than Cudi Montage. So I'd really like to hear some opinions below. What do you think's actually a better song? Because I think Fire definitely fits the album better, but Cudi Montage I would say is definitely a better song. Anyway, guys, this is really quick. My name is Joshua, and I started this channel out of A, I love music, B, boredom, C, I just wanted a new hobby. So obviously, inspirations for the channel are Anthony Fantano, but also a video game reviewer named Joseph Anderson, who anyone who either likes gaming, check him out. He does really in-depth reviews. I'd really like to get to that point with music. The issue is this right now, first video, everything is fucking with my audio and screen capture abilities. I can only do one or the other, so I'm going to record and probably just put a picture on the screen for you guys. I really hope you enjoy this video. For the next video I'm planning, I want to do 808s and Heartbreaks 10 years later, and then a part 2 about what music has been inspired by it. I really don't want to get typecasted as trying to just cover rap or Kanye. That just seems to be videos I want to do in the moment. And I personally want to review a lot of indie rock, because that's a genre I really enjoy. The only other things I can say are I don't plan to be giving music number ratings, because you look at someone like Fantano, no matter how good he says an album is or how bad he says an album is, people get hung up on the numbers more than what he actually says. I mean, my beef with Dark Twisted Fantasy, controversial as this might be, because it's one of my favorite albums of all time, he didn't say that many bad things about the album. It's just the fact he gave it a 6 that got people angry. So I'm personally going to try and stay away from giving number reviews. I'd rather just critique and point out things I like and dislike. And that's really about all. So signing off for the day. I'm going to try and upload this on Friday. And I hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope you subscribe, and I'm gonna start working on the next video.